been scared. We've been scared. Even before they was in her house, she told them that she was scared.
This morning, outrage is growing in Illinois, hours after a disturbing body camera video shows the moment a deputy shoots an unarmed woman. Ahead, how this incident can affect us all, particularly in the Black community. Another UAW strike in Wentzville. Why Lear Corps employees are on the picket line right now and how it's impacting the General Motors plant.
Not only should you resign, if you refuse to do so, President Biden needs to fire you.
Head of the Secret Service in the hot seat. The three things you need to know after lawmakers call for her resignation.
A few rain chances as we head through the week, but our pattern does break going into the weekend as temperatures cool down before they heat up.
Sport climbing gets a sequel in Paris.
So Michelle and I gave it a try.
Oh, that was okay.
Team USA.
How you can learn this newer Olympic sport right here in the Bi-State.
This is Today in St. Louis, focused on you.
I really felt like I took one for the team there. I mean,
yeah,
just
you truly did.
All kinds of angles and jiggles happening. Okay. Good morning, everyone. It is Tuesday, July 23rd. I'm Michelle Lee.
And I'm Sydney Stallworth. I'm in for Rennie Knott, who actually just touched down in Paris about 3 hours ago. He did make it. He's going to be joining us live from Paris later this week to talk all things Olympics. But before we set our sights overseas, let's take a look at what things are looking like here at home, Anthony.
Well, we are expecting a mix of sun and clouds today, and our pattern remains unchanged. Just like yesterday, we'll have these afternoon showers pop up. Today will be a little hotter, up to 87 degrees. Now, the satellite radar doesn't show much happening here at home. No rain and hardly any cloud cover, but I want to show you the camera. This is from the Metro East, worldwide technology, and that's the sun. You see it just come up there, you know, that thing in the sky. But usually when we show you this camera, it's bright and brilliant. The reason I'm showing you that this morning, we don't have that. There is a lot of wildfire smoke in our atmosphere, and you can certainly see the haze from this vantage point. So usually at this hour, we're talking bright, brilliant sunrises. Well, today it's a dirty sky. 87 for the high, and the air quality is in the moderate category. We do have some improvement as showers are in the forecast through the week. We'll talk about that coming up. Let's talk about our traffic, though, now and say good morning to Paul Cook. You've had this one incident all morning. What's going on?
Yeah, when the 18-wheelers break down, it takes a little bit more to remove them, and that can be a hazard in the roadway. I do think that's what's happened here. Mid-Rivers Mall Drive, we're talking about St. Peter's. As I step away, we have more and more flashing lights going westbound here. So we're looking eastbound. These cars are headed westbound into the O'Fallon area from St. Peter's. Two different accidents, and yeah, been here about an hour. I've seen speeds of 10, 20 miles an hour, but really looks like it's moving much better now. So the alternate route is Mexico Road or a little bit further to the south, the Page Extension. Otherwise, that's all we're seeing on the big map. Downtown Bridge is moving great as well. We'll have another take of traffic coming your way soon.
Thank you so much, Paul. Let's get to one of our top stories right now. A safer work environment. That's why hundreds of auto workers in Wentzville are on strike this morning.
Mercedes McKay is joining us live from the Lear Seating Assembly Plant. And Mercedes, what are you learning as both parties kind of make their way back to the negotiation table this morning?
Good morning, Michelle and Sydney. Well, about 15 minutes ago, we got here to Wentzville, and right before we got on the air, I was able to speak with some of these Lear workers behind me here. I'm going to step out of the way so you can see it's a pretty tamed group, but what they told me a couple of minutes ago, they're walking off the job because they fear their health and safety is being put at risk daily. They also want better pay and better contracts, as you can maybe hear them shouting right now. The union's vice president says they just want to get home safely to their families. That's why in a matter of hours, union leaders and Lear will be at the negotiation table. Now take a look at this map on your screen now. We are at the Lear plant in Wentzville, which is on Logistics Center Drive. You can see from the map how close it is to the GM plant. So why is that proximity important? Well, here's why. Lear is in charge of making seats in several cars, and that includes for the General Motors Wentzville plant right across the street. The strike, which started early yesterday morning, put nearly 4,000 people out of the work at the GM plant location. That's because they had to stop production since there was a shortage of parts. GM released a statement 24 hours ago saying they hope both sides come to an agreement quickly and no other GM plants were impacted. Lear workers say labor negotiations fell through between their union and the company. And Michelle and Sydney, while we've been on the air, I don't know if you've been able to hear them, but the workers behind me are chanting better pay, better contracts. I think something we'll hear from them throughout the morning. This group behind me said they got here at 2:30. They'll leave around 6:30, and they're doing this in shifts. This morning, 5 on Your Side is still working to learn if GM has resumed work this morning. We do know that no other plants were affected. 5 on Your Side has reached out to Lear for comment, but we have not heard back. And coming up in our next half hour, we'll hear from the union's vice president. Live in Wentzville, Mercedes McKay, 5 on Your Side.
We ask for transparency, but it saddens me that, the whole world gets to see her not only lose her life, but her dignity as well. And it just never should have happened. She should still be here.
This morning, people across the country and here in St. Louis are calling for justice. It comes 15 hours after Illinois State Police released the body cam footage depicting a Sangamon County deputy shooting and killing a woman in her own home. That deputy now faces murder charges. And we want to say we've carefully reviewed the video. We do want to warn you, it is disturbing.
But we have chosen to show you this video out of transparency and accountability, and so the community can understand what happened. So if you do have any children near the TV, you may want to move them away for a couple of minutes. We are about to show this video in about 1 minute from now.
And Travis Cummings is joining us live this morning. Travis, not only is this video tragic, it is very shocking, and of course, it hits close to home.
Michelle and Sydney, very close to home. The 34-minute video surfaced less than 24 hours ago. And I've been scanning social media all morning, and it has since stirred a whirlwind of emotions across the nation, even in our own community here in the bi-state. Massey's family actually asked for this footage to be shared with the public. We'll begin the body camera video once the deputies entered the home and asked for her ID. Now, while she tried to find it, she walked into the kitchen and picks up a pot. We're about to show you the tense moment leading into the deadly shooting. And again, we're showing the very disturbing video this morning to be transparent with you, show accountability, and give you a full scope of what happened.
Away from your hot steaming water.
Away from my hot steaming water?
Yeah.
Oh, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus.
I
rebuke you in the name of Jesus.
You better I swear to God, I'll ready to
Okay, I'm sorry.
drop the talk the drop the
Shots fired.
shots fired! Shots fired! Drop the females now. We got a headshot wound to the female. Headshot wound to female. 1078.
I was on. I'm gonna go get my kit.
No, you're done. You can go get it, but that's a headshot.
Yeah, so hard to watch and listen to, really. This happened on July 6th when Massey called 911 with concerns of a possible intruder. This body cam video shows the moments before deputies entered her home. It's from another deputy on scene because police say Deputy Grayson didn't turn his camera on until right at the moment of the shooting. And Grayson has since been indicted on first-degree murder charges. Here's his mugshot. He has served in 6 different police jobs in the past 4 years. He was also charged twice, once in 2015 and another time in 2016 with driving under the influence of alcohol in Macoupin County. The release of the video is a sore spot for St. Louis and Illinois, especially with the death of Mike Brown, which happened nearly 10 years ago. You also consider the death of George Floyd, names like Breonna Taylor, Sandra Bland, the list goes long, all putting a microscope to police use of force policies and really relationship with the African-American community at large. We spoke to a trauma-informed therapist about what seeing this video might spark up for some emotionally.
And all of those spaces that collectively we experience trauma, taking us back to what that felt like for us as a community, but even just our personal experiences with interactions, family members' experiences with interactions, and how that looks and feels for us.
And in the next half hour, we're going to hear more from Dr. Shorter there and give you some resources that might help you or a family member cope with emotions in this time. Travis Cummings, 5 on Your Side.
All right, thanks so much, Travis. You know, of course, this is a difficult and disturbing story. If you would like to read more about the case, also the community response in Springfield and St. Louis, you can head to ksdk.com or you can download the 5 on your side app. That is free. You can also find it by searching KSDK in your phone's app store.
I am not waiting for these investigations to be completed prior to making changes. The assets that were requested for that day were given.
A bipartisan battering, the top takeaways from the Secret Service director's testimony.